good evening. Welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Ashingsani Veerasinghe. Let's have a look at the headlines for today. No need to panic with tourists, assures Health Ministry. Tea production plunges in 2019 compared to the year before. News in detail. The Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry says that the general mass should not be afraid regarding the spread of the coronavirus if the tourists or guests from foreign countries prove negative to the virus after the incubation period of 14 days. This was announced yesterday at a media briefing organized by the Ministry of Tourism and relevant authorities of the Health Ministry.
How this could affect to tourism? So we know now China is one of our neighbor, as well as a lot of Chinese tourists are coming. So we don't want to, unnecessarily make you all fear, because all Chinese can take the disease. So this is very important to note this 14 days. Now China is not sending tourists as groups, but there is a chance where a small, couples, families, they could come to Sri Lanka. So we should not, discourage them. It's all right. You can let them come in, and I'm sure they will not happy to be in a hotel and quarantine for 14 days. So the best option at the moment will take them around the country with all the precautions. What are the precautions? The precautions would be ask them to wear a face mask. Then you take everywhere and always take some sort of a hand rub. Allow them to wash their hands as much as possible. If you are going in the same vehicle, you also the driver and other people also could wear the face mask. So that would be the best thing. And this particular virus won't spread from pools, swimming pools, from bed linen, and those things you don't have to worry.
Meanwhile, speaking further, consultant epidemiologist at the Epidemiology Unit, Dr. Lanka Patirana, gave these precautionary measures for all those who return to Sri Lanka from foreign countries in order to contain the spread of the virus.
The advice given for these particular people who came from outside to Sri Lanka, maybe students or someone else, our advice is don't go to crowded places, don't go to temples, markets, wherever. Be in your house. And you can eat, you can drink whatever you like. And if you come across any sort of illness, don't go to your GP, don't go to your closest hospital. All you have to do is inform the medical officer of health, that is MOH or the PHI or our regional epidemiologist. Then they will arrange all the transport facilities, and they will inform the respective hospital. Then they will take you very safely for you as well as for the other patients in those hospitals. Because if you ask them to go, they will go straight away to the hospital without any precaution. But our plan is, when somebody come across with these symptoms, they will arrange everything, because this is not a very emergency situation. So anyway, they are going daily basis. So then and there also the person can tell, okay, now I am developing a mild fever or cough. Then they will arrange nicely, plan it well, then they will take them to the respective hospital.
Sri Lanka Tea Board announces that the national tea production in the country during the month of December last year decreased by 17% in comparison to the production in December year before. Sri Lanka Tea Board in a statement also said that the production of all three sectors, such as low-grown, high-grown and medium-grown tea sectors, have declined in the same month in comparison to 2018. Sri Lanka Tea Board said that the tea production in the month of December 2019 is 21,893,818 kilograms in comparison to over 26 million kilograms in 2018. Thus, it shows a decrease of 4.4 million kilograms, which accounts to 16.8% drop against the corresponding month of 2018. Moreover, the all three sectors, such as low-grown, high-grown and medium-grown tea sectors, have also declined in December 2019 in comparison to 2018. Meanwhile, cumulative tea production for the last year shows a decrease of 1.25% against the year 2018, along with a production of about 303 million kilograms. Stay tuned for more news after this short break. Welcome back after the break. Headline inflation as measured by the year-on-year change in the Colombo Consumer Price Index increased to 5.4% in January 2020 from 4.8% in December 2019. This was driven by monthly increase of prices of items in both food and non-food categories. Central Bank of Sri Lanka, releasing its latest data yesterday, said that food inflation increased substantially to a 25-month high of 11.7% in January 2020 from 6.3% in December 2019, while non-food inflation stood at 2.9%. The change in the CCPI measured on an annual average basis increased marginally to 4.5% in January 2020 from 4.3% in December 2019. Monthly change of CCPI recorded at 1.4% in January 2020, and it was due to the price increases observed in the items of both food and non-food categories. Within the food category, prices of vegetables increased significantly due to supply shortages caused by adverse weather conditions prevailed during the previous month. In addition, prices of coconut, red onions and fresh fruits also recorded increases in January 2020. Meanwhile, prices of items in the non-food category recorded an increase during the month owing to price increases of the items in housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuel, housing and education, as well as restaurants and hotels subcategories. However, reflecting the downward tax revisions introduced by the government with effect from 1st December 2019, prices of items in health and communication subcategories decreased in January 2020. The core inflation, which reflects the underlying inflation in the economy, decreased to 3% in January 2020 from 4.8% in December 2019 on year-on-year basis. Annual average core inflation also decreased to 5.3% in January 2020 from 5.5% in December 2019. Economic expert and Colombo University Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne emphasizes that the data collection, usage and availability in Sri Lanka is not practiced satisfactorily. He made these observations addressing a public lecture on entrepreneurial thinking and public sector reforms, the way forward, last week.
Improve information collection, quantity and quality of data. It is very pathetic to hear if you go abroad, say you are from Sri Lanka, and doing about anything on rural and urban things in Sri Lanka, because our urban definition is still wrong. At the moment we are using urban definition. What is the urban definition we are using? The people who belong to municipal council areas are concerned as urban people in Sri Lanka. So if you just type in Google how much rural population in Sri Lanka, it shows 81% Sri Lankans are rural according to Google. When you go in other country, they are asking, with your per capita income of $4,000, can you have 81% of rural people in your country? So this is a problem of our data, where our definition on rural and urban still not tangible. So it is very wrong definition we are adopting still. So we need to change this rural-urban definition. So this is one point I am showing how the quality of our information availability and information usage and information quality, particularly when it comes to disasters. I myself have observed when there is a flood that even the village Grama Sevaka doesn't know how many in his village.
Professor H.D. Karunaratne also highlighted that collecting accurate data is important to address the escalating issues promptly and correctly. He further noted that key objectives such as sustainable goals can be achieved easily if we have a reliable data collection method.
Then finally the reform that all over the world is taking place in the context of sustainability. We know that 2030, the sustainable development goals we are supposed to achieve, that we can do reforms in the form of people, planet, profit, where we need to concern about the sustainability. So what I propose, this system, the data collection system, can be used to understand the damage we are doing day by day to the environment. This damage is huge. Because of we are making huge damage to environment, the people, life is at the threat. And why we are making such damage, even we do not know, because there is no data on what extent we are, how many trees we are cutting per day, how many mountains we are cutting per day, how many wild animals killing per day, that you can see the data is not available in the context of Sri Lanka. So that the environment, of course, as well as society, that we do not have plan next 5 years, how many jobs we have to create, next 10 years, which kind of jobs we have to create, what kind of qualifications people are getting, what are the dreams in future, we do not have in that line. So that therefore this is very important.
And that's all the news for today. Send us your views, comments and ideas via our email address and hotline, and also log into our Facebook page to be alert on the latest updates. Join us tomorrow with State of Business. Until then, take care. Good night.